I'm Sachin Maharaj. I'm an assistant professor of educational leadership, policy, and program evaluation here at the Faculty of Education at the University of Ottawa. So my research spans a bunch of different areas under the umbrella of leadership and policy. My main research interests are around the leadership and governance issues of school districts and school boards, as well as the role that teacher unions play in educational policy. And I also have a research interest in the equity implications of school choice. Graduate students are involved in all aspects of my research projects, from the conceptualization to the submission of grant applications, the collection and analysis of data, and the dissemination of knowledge as well. So on some of my current projects, two of my graduate students are currently helping to prepare conference proposals to present our research at conferences next year. Also in the writing and submission of manuscripts to academic journals. So graduate students working on a project with me really get the full experience in terms of building their research skills and disseminating the knowledge that comes from that. So I have two research projects at the moment, focusing on school boards and the work of school districts. So one of them is looking at issues of education governance. It's actually examining what happens to the leadership and functioning of school districts when there are no longer elected school boards overseeing those districts. So I'm working on a case study in Nova Scotia where elected school boards were eliminated recently, to see what implications that has for school leaders and also communities and other education stakeholders. Another project I'm working on is looking at the implementation of anti-racist reforms in school districts in Ontario, and what are some of the issues that educational leaders face, both in terms of opportunities and challenges when trying to implement these reforms. So my research really aims to inform both the work of policymakers and educational leaders working within the system. So in the projects I just mentioned, by examining what happens to school systems under different education governance models, policymakers across Canada can have some real evidence in terms of the different ways they can organize education systems and what the implications are of having elected oversight versus other models. With respect to the implementation of anti-racist reforms, this is really a challenge I think a lot of school leaders are facing across the world. And so it's helping to, I think, inform both educational leaders and other education stakeholders about some of the issues and also opportunities and best practices in terms of reducing racial inequities in our school systems.